Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today we're doing another pick a card reading, and this one is going to be to do with igniting your inner flame. So we're going to look at your current inner flame and how you're feeling right now, how you can spark your inner flame, what you can do long term to fuel your inner flame, and how you can enter a higher state of awareness, how you can feel truly empowered, and then we're going to get some messages from your power animal at the end as well. So the whole idea of this is kind of how to give you some guidance on really following your passions and your inner calling, your true self. So we have 3 piles to choose from, as you can see, and we have a tiger eye heart for pile 1, and then we have this piece of desert rose for pile 2, and for pile 3 we have this what was this one called? Lepidolite. Nearly forgot the name of this guy, but yeah, it's Lepidolite star. So feel free to pause the video if you need to, and to select your pile. It's perfectly okay if you want to choose more than one. If you feel drawn to them, there may be messages that overlap, and yeah, but I will see you in your reading. Hi my pile ones, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to pop your heart up here, and then we're going to get straight into the tarot today for this one. I know we normally do an energy check, but I don't know, it didn't feel appropriate for this particular reading. So if you wanted a breakdown of the reading and you didn't see it, then it's in the intro. But this is kind of geared toward giving you some guidance, hopefully, on connecting with your inner flame and your drive and passions. That was a bit of a dud shuffle. But thank you for being here and for letting me read for you. I really appreciate it. And I hope that this is helpful for you. I hope you guys have been well. I know I've been a bit sporadic for uploading, for anyone who follows me on a regular basis. I'm attempting to get back into it a bit more so I can be a bit more organised and with you guys more than what I have been. So, for my pile ones, what are my pile ones current inner flame, please, Spirit? Pile one's current inner flame. And we have the 9 of Swords. Okay, so currently you might be really struggling to connect with your inner flame because it is being covered and shrouded with anxiety and fears and sleepless nights. You might feel kind of directionless, like you're panicking that you don't know what it is, or that you've lost connection with it. But there's this sense of hunkering down and possibly isolating yourself as well. Yeah, there's this real sense of disconnect, but not just with your inner flame and passions and your drive. There's almost like a disconnect with the world around you as well. But because you're focusing on everything that is, that's that thing, isn't it? Anxiety whispers and, sorry, anxiety screams, intuition whispers is what I meant to say. But it's kind of being overpowered and blocked out by your fears. but it's all something that can be worked through. I was going to say in your head, but it's in your thought process. It's not that you're making it up, it's that it's in your thought process, and it's that's stopping you from being able to connect with that. Because if you can look up from worrying about every single little detail and look at the big picture, you're going to see that there is a new beginning coming. You just need to carry on through working through your fears and getting to a point where you can get a good night's sleep as well. It's weird because when I had a little bit of a change around before this, I was going to take this piece of amethyst off, but I think that it got left here partly because I think it's something that would help you. Amethyst is really good for helping with sleep problems and insomnia and those sorts of things, but it also helps to relieve anxiety. And the fact that you've gone for tiger's eye, which is a really grounding stone and helps us to bring our passions into reality, our creativity in a very grounded and realistic way into the 3D. So they may be two particular crystals that would be very helpful for you to work with at the moment while you're dealing with this particular energy that you're in right now. So let's see how you can spark your inner flame. How can my pile one spark their inner flame, please, Spirit? And we have the, is this swords? Hold on one second. I want to make sure that this is right. Ooh, no, it's wands. 3 of wands. It's allowing yourself to take up space, to expand, to explore, to look at other options. You may have had one particular path in mind for what you wanted to do or where you wanted to go, and it hasn't worked out, which is how you've ended up with all of these anxieties and questioning yourself and worrying that you've made the wrong choice. There are no wrong choices in like a spiritual way of looking at it, because they're just side missions. So you have your path that you're on and working towards, and your what are the words that I'm looking for here, Spirit? It's like you have your main soul path that you're on, the lessons that you are supposed to learn and the things that you are supposed to experience and go through. But as you are working towards those and working towards your purpose and embodying your purpose and igniting that part of yourself, that creativity, it's okay to have little stop-offs and treat them as little side missions. So although you may feel like you're slowing down, you are gaining experience in these little offshoots where you're trying different things. You're gaining experiences through them. You're gaining skill sets and knowledge about yourself as well as about other things in the world at large. They're part of what we all go through. But rather than see them as a hindrance, they are there to help you expand and step into who you truly are, because without those experiences you may not get to your destination or further down your path how you're supposed to, because you need those experiences first before you can get there. So it's like a level up. So being able to shift your mindset so that you can see them as things that are there as part of your lessons and part of your growth, so that you can begin to take up space and expand. And sorry, I've just realised I think I've got ash on the back of my finger, which has distracted me. To expand and to allow yourself to see the beauty in what's around you. It's okay to choose something different, because 3 of Wands is very expansive, and it's about making that choice. We do the planning with the 2s, and then we take action on the 3s. So if you've been thinking about changing direction, trying something new, exploring something, even doing tasters in things, go out and do them, because that's what's going to help you reconnect with your creativity, your passions, your spark for life, and that inner flame that you're searching for. And treat life as an adventure. It isn't about the destination necessarily, and it's all about the experiences we have along the way. Because although we're all individuals and we're all different, but in a lot of ways we're all just holding each other's hands until we go back to source. You know, we're all just helping each other along our paths, and through the experiences that we have, some of them, granted, may not be pleasant, but there is something to be learned through having those experiences. You learn things about yourself that you didn't know before. So allow yourself to have those experiences and really take action on the ideas, those little hints that you get that you think, oh, I might like to try that. Allow yourself to act on those, because they're going to help you to reconnect with that part of yourself. But what can my pile ones do long term to fuel their inner flame, please, Spirit? What can my pile ones do long term to fuel their inner flame? And we have the moon. Allow yourself to be curious about where these fears and things are coming from. And be curious about how you feel about things. So when I say how you feel about things, it's a matter of finding your why and being willing to go deeper. You may find yourself needing to do some kind of shadow work and being able to connect with those parts of yourself that you aren't instantly aware of. And allow yourself to get in your feels about this, because the moon is linked with Pisces, which is all to do with your dreams and emotions and introspection. But Pisces is a very kind of romantic, dreamy sort of energy to it. And yeah, daydream. Allow yourself to daydream. Thank you, Spirit. Allow yourself to daydream about things, how you want things to go, the things that make you excited, and keep focusing on the outcome that you want. Don't let yourself worry too much about the here and now. Just keep working towards what it is that you want, and don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of your dreams and your aspirations and what it is that you're working towards. Even if you're taking baby steps, it absolutely does not matter. Allow yourself to take those steps, keep that vision, and allow yourself to slip into that daydream of how you'll feel once you've achieved the things that you want to. Once you know what it is with the 3, I was going to say the foxy with the telescope here. Once you have a clear vision of what it is that you're working towards, long term it's going to be very beneficial to you. If you were to do vision boards, if you were to do visualizations, those sorts of things, and allow yourself to drop into how it's going to really feel for you. And focus on your sleep hygiene as well. Make sure that you have a very restful, peaceful environment so that you can get a good night's sleep and recover from where you're at right now. Long term, you're going to need to have that balance, being able to balance the action that you're taking towards your creative goals and that inner spark and passion that you're working on, make sure that you're recharging and getting enough sleep as well. You're going to need to have that balance between action and rest to be able to maintain this on a long-term scale. So let's have a look at how you can gain a higher state of awareness. My pile ones. And so we have the Two of Wands. The initial thing when I saw this, spend time in nature. There is something about nature that is going to act as a portal for you, so that you can stop, breathe, ground, and tap in intuitively into your higher self, and to gain that state of awareness. Yeah, I'm being shown someone standing barefoot on the grass. It's a matter of allowing yourself to take in nature in all its beauty and really seeing the tranquil aliveness of it, because obviously plants grow a lot slower than what we move around, but they're still bursting with life. They know when to withdraw, when to almost go into hibernation for the winter and store their energy in their roots to then spring forward in the warmer months. And there's an element of that for you as well, but really kind of connecting with the cycles, the seasons, nature around you, and allowing yourself to ground. It's that grounding thing again, to help combat any anxiety. It's going to help to, once you've got through the anxiety that you're experiencing at the moment, it's going to help you to really connect with your higher self and the universe as a whole as well, whatever higher being, spirit that you believe in. Insert whatever word fits for you, but it's going to open up this, it very much feels like a portal, like what's being depicted here, and it's going to be a matter of you, once you can see it, don't be afraid to step through, because you're going to be guided. It's not something that you're going to be doing on your own. You're going to have your spirit team there. You've got so many of them waiting on the other side to greet you, to work with you in this. And you've also got them leading you to this as well. There are just so many of them waiting to work with you. But you need to take that step. You need to make that decision that you feel safe, that you need that knowing that you feel safe to step through, so that you aren't holding yourself back, because it's going to be your choice. It's not something that is going to happen regardless. It's something that you're going to need to choose when the time comes, and you will know intuitively when that comes, when the time is for you to step through. Just make sure that you aren't in a state of analysis paralysis, and holding yourself back as well, because there isn't a lot of forward movement in this particular card. It's kind of a planning and thinking about it, but the more that you consciously work towards and acknowledge that you want that higher state of awareness, the easier it's going to be for all of your spirit team to connect with you and guide you on that journey. So let's take a look at how you can feel truly empowered. Have my pile ones feel truly empowered, please, Spirit. Seven of Wands. Excuse me. Oh, he made me laugh. stand your ground. Stand your ground, don't give up. You may end up surrounded by people who are naysayers. It's not necessarily that they are doing anything deliberately to stop you from progressing or stop you from doing something. They may be just trying to present the other side of the coin. If you're overly positive about things as you're doing the vision boards and daydreaming and all that sort of stuff, and the visualizations, don't know, I couldn't think of the word, it may be that they're just trying to help you find a balanced outlook on things, but don't let that deter you. Make sure that your boundaries are in place around what it is that you want to achieve. You may find that some things you want to keep to yourself, but don't be afraid to speak out and to say no to things that don't serve you. And if someone brings something to you that's a lower vibration, negativity, something like that, you can listen to what they have to say, but then, and I'm not recommending that you say this out loud every time. There may be people that you want to do this with, there may not be. But just kind of lovingly say, thank you, but that's not part of my chosen reality. So you are acknowledging it, but you are letting it go. Don't let it cling to that kind of energy cling to you. Just let it slide off of you, like water off a duck's back. Because that's what's going to really help you feel empowered through all of this. And I wasn't going to look at the back of the deck, but I ended up sort of holding it, because as you go through all of this, I'm going to take this as the outcome. It's going to lead you to your emotional fulfillment and turn everything in your favour. It's going to really turn things around, and remember that everything has its season. So although you might not be feeling particularly great about things in this moment in time when you're watching this, by the way, these are all timeless anyway, but whenever you're seeing this, you may not be feeling particularly great, or you might be a little bit further along the line, but know that by doing this work, it's going to be so worth it, because it's going to lead you to everything changing in a very positive way. Like, luck will be on your side, and you will find that emotional fulfillment that you are looking for. Everything's going to turn around. It's kind of like it's like you've been in a, what do I want to call it? It's like you've kind of gotten, I want to say you've gotten stuck in a pothole. Rather than just bumping in and out of it, you've kind of ended up stuck in this place. But once you push yourself out the other side and back up again, everything's going to roll forward really easily and fall into place for you. It's just a matter of keeping everything in alignment and focusing on the positives and what you want to bring in, and you'll find yourself being a master manifester by the end of it all, because everything is going to completely transform. It's like you're going through a reality shift, or you might or might not have heard of it, but reality transurfing. It's like you change your vibration so much to a point that it's like you suddenly switch into a different life, or a different paradigm, or what else have I heard it be called? Like a different reality, because the idea is that every idea, every conceivable reality that we can think of is real in one of these parallel universes. And energetically, we just need to change our vibrations, and then it can take the 3D physical world to a little bit of time lag to catch up, but if we can stay consistent, we switch into that reality, and and we have a whole new set of experiences, viewpoints, and life is completely different from how it currently is. But we have to choose the reality that we want rather than keep repeating the one that we're in that we're not happy in. But it's down to us to change and take different actions to what we have done. So I hope that that is all resonating so far for you. I thought it would be nice if we got a message from your power animal. So if you are doing spiritual work and you want a power animal that is going to help you find your strength and power to get through this and support you on this particular journey and part of your journey, it will, 1, give you an animal to work with, and 2, tell you what their message is as well. So I'm going to read from the guidebook from this one, because there's only a small thing on it. So we have humpback whale. Music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. So I'm just going to, I hope he's in the, I need to change my setup because I can't really see what I'm recording. It's terrible, isn't it? But let's have a look and find him. He is on page 63. Too far. 63. There we go. Humpback whale. In order to diagnose their patients, one of the questions that shamans often asked was, let me start that again. That doesn't make sense even to me. In order to diagnose their patients, one of the questions that shamans often asked was when the patient stopped singing. Oh, no, it makes sense. I should have just carried on, shouldn't I? If it had been quite some time, the shaman was certain to recommend singing among other remedies as an essential aspect of recovery. All that's involved when you sing, the fullness and rhythm of your breathing, the opening of your mouth and jaw, and the soulful and creative expression of your spirit, serves to enhance your health and raise your vibrations. Similarly, playing an instrument can touch those inner creative depths that yearn to be expressed through song. Simply listening with your full attention to your favourite tune or melody can also inspire and heal. Make music as essential to your lifestyle as eating and breathing. You can breach the inhibitions about expressing yourself musically that you've acquired over the years in some very simple and easy ways. Sing, chant, or play an instrument. Take a few voice lessons as a means to shore up your confidence. Let the magical child inside help you rediscover the joy of creating music. Dive in and play. So, in the associations, which you can also use as well, are singing, breathwork, sound healing, sensitivity, alchemy, ancestral wisdom, creativity, inner depth, insight, healing, release, and guardianship. So if you're watching this and your path that you end up on, or what you want to explore, is to do with music, I would be really interested to know. Tell me anyway what it is that you're thinking of going towards, because I'd love to know. But that would be so freaky if it was something to do with music. But yeah, humpback whale. So definitely use those and listen to, sort out your music list, playlists in the morning when you first get up. Oh, some things you can use. I don't know if you have one of those. Might have one of those little dot thingies. I won't say it because I've got one in the room. It starts with an A. But something along those lines that can play a playlist for you as your alarm, so that you've got music going, or something that plays like I don't know if people still use these, but like an alarm, a radio alarm clock. I'm showing my age now, but something along those lines might help you as well, because it might help motivate you in the morning. So yeah, I hope that that's been helpful for you. And thank you ever so much for letting me read for you. It's been brilliant. I hope that you have a wonderful day out whenever you're watching, and please do feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so. I'd love to have you as part of my notification squad if you aren't already, and I really hope that you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi my parties, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to pop Desert Rose up there, and we're going to jump straight into the tarot for this one. I know I normally do energy checks, but I think you're going to be able to tell right from the first card, because it would be pretty obvious, I think, from pile 1's reading, because it will show the current energy that you're in and your connection with your inner flame, so you'll recognise it from that. But thank you ever so much for being here and letting me read for you. So excited, I've missed doing these so much, and I didn't really realise how much until the last one, and I was like, yeah, but let's do something with a bit more depth to it. As you can probably tell from my channel, I'm not really that big on doing love readings. We'll do them sporadically, but for me it's more about using this for healing work and guidance. So I hope that this resonates. But thank you again for being here. So let's get into it and see. What is my pile 2's current inner flame, please? Pile 2's current inner flame. Two of Swords. You may have quite a lot of plans, and it feels like you know. You already know. Deep down, there may be a lot of things swirling around in your head about where you're questioning yourself and questioning whether you are being realistic, and because you don't know what the following steps are. Once you take that first initial step, you don't know what comes after that. But it feels like you've been in this energy for quite a while, with different ideas swirling around in your head, and you feel like you've narrowed it down to, I'd say, anywhere between 1 and 3. But I think when you stop and really tap into your intuition, you know which one is really meant for you, which one you're really connecting with. Because I'm also being shown the Two of Swords from a different deck. It's actually the deck that I'm using for pile 3, where she's blindfolded. It's the Everyday Witch Tarot that I'm using in pile 3, but she's blindfolded and she's aiming at a dartboard, not knowing quite where it's going to land. And it's that thing of feeling like you don't know what's going to happen once you pull the trigger, because you've been in the planning stages. And for a few of you, you may feel like you just don't know. You've twizzled yourself around in knots so much that you just can't see it. But I'm feeling it in my gut. So if you're overthinking it, tap into your lower abdomen, because I'm feeling it in the sacral chakra. So it's there. You are connected with it, but don't ignore it, because you might be like psyching yourself out in some way. You're overthinking it and you're stopping yourself from taking action on it because you're thinking about it too much, rather than just following that gut pull and gut instinct. Yeah, thanks Spirit, I'm being called out now, because that's exactly what I've done with this channel, talking myself out of it. So you may be questioning your abilities, which is what's holding you back. It's one of the fears or anxieties or something that's swirling around your head, like what are they? They're crows, blackbirds. That are clawing at her head, but it's like there's a tug of war going on between your gut and your head, where you're not allowing yourself to drop into your body. Don't spend too much time up in your head, because that's probably what's making you question everything. For some of you, your inner flame could have something to do with planning, whether it be organising, or I might say wedding planner, but something that revolves around having to be in your head a lot and having to think things through and not completely knowing how it's going to go or where it's going to lead. For some of you, but it feels for the majority of you it's going to be more to do with that tug of war between your heart and your head, like your gut instinct and knowing where to go and trusting, because there is very much a need to make up your mind and then trust what the outcome will be. So let's take a look at how you can spark your inner flame. How can I pile to spark the inner flame, please, Spirit? How can I pile to spark the inner flame? The High Priestess, I love that. Focus on your spiritual practices. These can be anything from meditation through to literally anything that makes you feel balanced and connected with both sides of yourself, because there is an element of duality there between your masculine and feminine energies, and finding the harmony and balance between the two. You may find that focusing on how to bring your spiritual practices into the more practical side of your life, because we can all have these wants to, I want to meditate more, I want to do yoga, I want to, do all these things that are going to, we know intuitively, are going to help us to feel more connected with our higher selves and more connected with our spirituality and our belief systems and more present in our own body. But it can be difficult to know how, or to actually take the steps to make that a practicality. If it's something that you already do, that is fantastic. Just make sure that you are being fully present and mindful when you're doing them, so that you can focus on it, and maybe even integrate something extra into your routine that you already do. And focusing on your intuition as well. Let your intuition guide you, as I was saying with the previous card. It is that need of trusting your intuition. And if I remember correctly, I think Desert Rose is to do with our intuition. This is quite a new crystal that I've only recently got, and I'm still trying to learn about the properties of it, because my memory is kind of hit and miss for remembering things. I didn't realise it had so many little flashes in it. So you may find Desert Rose to be helpful. Also, amethyst is a really good stone for intuition as well. So, but look up the properties of Desert Rose and amethyst, and you might find that they will help you with this part of your journey and connecting to your intuition and inner guidance. and focusing on what you already know, the experiences that you've already had, the skill sets that you currently have as well. If you need to acquire more knowledge, then allow yourself to be curious about that, and to look into any courses that you need to do, any qualifications that you're missing, or just generally books on what it is that your gut instinct is guiding you towards. Just be curious and gain knowledge on it, and focus on, as I've said, focus on what you already know as well. If you're questioning your ability and whether you know enough to be able to do what it is that you want to, just go back over what you already know. It's almost like proving to yourself that you already know this stuff. Whether you know it intuitively or whether you know it through book smarts, you already have this connection. There may also be something to do with the Akashic records as well for you that will help spark your inner flame. Whether it's something that you have worked with previously or something that is new to you. If it's something new to you, it could be worth looking up, because the Akashic records are basically this massive library of everything that ever was and everything that ever will be, and we can tap into that higher knowledge to be able to utilize it. But it's having those spiritual practices in place to be able to connect with the Akashic records. But that could be something that could be worth looking into if you haven't already, that could help spark your inner flame. Let's take a look next at what you can do long term to fuel your inner flame. What my piles twos do long term, please, Spirit, to fuel the inner flame? What can my pile twos do long term? King of Cups. Making sure that you are focusing on your emotional well-being, and it's that energy of mastering your emotions and knowing when to step forward and be a part of the world at large, and when to take a step back and being able to have your me time, your alone time, your time to reflect, integrate your lessons, and maintain that level of emotional maturity to work through any triggers or any negativity that you've experienced out in the world. It's having that, coming back to balance again, it's having that balance between those two aspects so that you can maintain that level of mastery. And I'm also being drawn to meditation as well. Meditation, singing bowls, spending time near the sea. These are all things that can help you long term, because you're going to need that element of rest. It's not like a stark contrast, because I don't think that what you're going to be doing is going to drain you as much as what other things may do once you're really connected with your inner flame. But there is still that intuitive knowing on when to take action and when to step back, to follow your emotional well-being and to stay connected with your emotions despite what it is that you're doing, so that you're fully embodying it in an authentic way. So how can my pile twos enter a higher state of awareness, please? And we have the sun. I love that. Remember to play, do the things that bring you joy. take moments in time to act like a kid. That childlike curiosity and carefree attitude of just letting go of everything else. It's taking that break, taking that time out, and allowing yourself to just be free. Be you and be free. Because it's going to help you to really tap into your life force energy, which is going to connect you more deeply with that state of awareness around this. It's going to give you those timeouts so that you can really keep things in focus, so you don't get bogged down with the details as well, which is going to really help you. And remember to celebrate your wins, regardless of how big or how small. Remember to celebrate your progress, and you don't have to do that on your own. There is a mosquito that wants me for its dinner, so I'm sorry if it kind of comes across on the camera. But yeah, really allow yourself to step into that joy and happiness. You may also find that spending time outside when it's the sun's out and the warm weather as well, or even going on holiday somewhere. Because if you're going on holiday to somewhere that is of a warmer climate, you may experience something that helps you gain enlightenment in some way. You may experience something through another culture that brings you awareness that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So just follow your bliss, let yourself be curious. There's just so much happiness there. I love it. How can you feel truly empowered? Let's take a look. How can my power twos feel truly empowered, please, Spirit? How can my power twos feel truly empowered? That is way too many. It's half the deck. How can my power twos feel empowered? So we have Ten of Swords, which kind of surprises me with everything else that's coming up, but it does make sense. Allow yourself to do the healing work that you need to. Take this, although she hasn't got any swords in her back, which is unusual. But allow yourself to close out old chapters, things that have maybe even mentally been a strain on you, and if anyone has stabbed you in the back in some way, it's time to heal from that and let it go. Because I don't know why with this imagery, but I'm going to explain to you what is really jumping out at me. It feels like she's already healed from everything that she's been through, and metaphorically the swords are represented by the birds in flight, so she's already let that go. And by letting that go, it's not to say that what happened was okay and that you're okay with it. It's just to say that you've let go of any negativity from those experiences that are holding you back and weighing you down, so that you can close out this cycle. Let go of anything that is residual. Let's try that again. I don't even know if I can say the word now because I'm overthinking it. That's kind of left. I'm not even going to try now. That's stage right. That's left over. That's still kind of lingering and clinging to you. Just allow yourself to let that go, because that's going to allow you to really step forwards and not be bogged down by anything from your past, so that you can close that chapter out. So make sure that you do any healing work. It's not anything deep. I think that you've already done the majority of it. It's just that residual thing of anything that doesn't serve you. Just don't let it weigh you down. Let that go and let yourself just walk away from it. It's not worth holding on to, because it's just going to have a negative effect and stop you from getting to where you want to be and where you deserve to be as well, being connected with your inner flame and the path that you are on. So for pile 1, I use the back of the deck unintentionally as the outcome. So we have the 2 of Pentacles on the back of your deck. It's finding that tangible balance between everything that is going on in life, so that you can take very grounded steps forwards and having harmony in your life as well. So this could, I can imagine your household being very peaceful as you walk this path. You may find that you are focusing on having harmony between work-life balance, harmony between anyone that you share your home with, and really kind of enjoying your surroundings, those material things, so that you can have that balance. If you're working in something that is pretty fast moving or requires a lot from you, having that balance of coming home to somewhere that is peaceful and restorative is where this is leading for you, so that you have that peace. It's a very peaceful kind of thing, because once you have that in place, you'll find that you can juggle whatever you need to, and it'll feel like a dance. It won't feel like it's weighing you down, having to juggle multiple things or different aspects of life. If you've got children, it will all flow, and you'll be able to keep more than one thing in the air at a time as you go through this. So we're going to see what your power animal is, and then I'm going to read from the guidebook for you as well, because there's associations and things like that in there, but it will give you a power animal to work with as you are on this path, and that will support you through this and gives you something to call on when you're doing your spiritual practices to spark your inner flame as well. So, Spirit, for my pile 2s, what is the message from the power animal, please? And we have Weasel. He's cute. Be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you. It's almost that King of Cups type energy. It's how it feels to me anyway. So Weasel, let's see what number page he is on. Weasel 129. 129. There he is. So take a deep breath and release it slowly. Then take another and another. Continue to breathe steadily and slowly from your belly to your chest. Breathing this way will keep you attuned to what you feel in your body. Notice the sensations without judging or trying to change them. Be aware of how your body responds to what you see, hear, and feel around you. Don't judge any of your experience as right or wrong. If you find that you're doing so, take another deep breath. Release the judgments as you exhale and return to simply observing your experience inside and out. When you practice this way of observing, you're operating from pure awareness, or the witness self, the self that radiates through and fills your being. It's the self that feels a deep connection with the world as a participant, while at the same time is centered in the observer. Operating this way for a few minutes each day becomes a meditation and will stimulate the realization of the unity of all life, with you serving as a direct conduit and expression of spirit. When you're connected to spirit, the natural world speaks to you, and you become sensitive to the energies of the earth. Awareness without meditation or judgment, centered in your heart and your soul, allows you to know your authentic self without attaching concepts about who you are, pure you. So the associations for this one are observation, witness, foresight, scrutiny, stealth, intelligence, discernment, watchfulness, forethought, silence, grace, friendliness, and discretion. So if you need help with being present and your practices, while you're doing your spiritual practices, you can call on your power animal of the weasel to help you with that, and focusing on your breath to bring you back to the present moment. But I hope that this has been helpful, and thank you ever so much for letting me read for you. I am sending you so much love. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and please, if this has resonated, feel free to let me know in the comments, and yeah, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe if you feel like doing so, because if you haven't subscribed already, I would love to have you as part of my notification squad, and I really hope that you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi my pile threes, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to pop the Pidolite star Sierra mode. I'm going to put them up there. We're going to get straight into the tarot, because you will be able to tell from the first card whether this is for you or not. But thank you ever so much for being here and for letting me read for you. I really appreciate it. And we're going to be doing more of these, because I've missed doing this so much, and I've been getting in my own way, quite frankly, like a lot of us do when it comes to stuff that we kind of question ourselves on, and we let our anxieties get in the way. But I've missed it. I've missed you. If you're new, hi, I missed you too. You're not getting away with it just because you're new. But yeah, I hope that this helps and this resonates for you. We're going to be doing more readings kind of like this going forwards, because I don't think I'm really built for the light-hearted readings, so they're going to be more kind of self-helpy and more of the soul-searching type stuff and guidance. But let's get into this and see what your current inner flame is, or the state of your current inner flame. Flames of my part threes. Ooh, love that. Love that. You're in your feels about it. Right, so Three of Cups. I think you already know what your current inner flame is. You're connected with it already, because you feel very expansive and celebratory and coming together with like-minded people, quite possibly I want to say like-minded women. I'm thinking of one particular friend that watches these. Hi Gabby, if this is your pile. Last time I kind of knew when a reading was for you. But it feels like a sense of community and working with others to celebrate life. You don't, I know I said working with other women, but it could be working with same-sex people or working with a group of people. It doesn't have to be women in particular. And obviously if you're part of the LGBTQ community, then it's the same. It's just working with like-minded people who you really resonate with and who you can celebrate life with, celebrate your achievements, and help each other grow. There is that sense of community, growing together and really enjoying and embracing the process as well. You may also work with the moon phases and are deeply connected with your intuition. But your current inner flame is already in a really good place, and you're already connected to it, and I think that you're aware of that. Whether it's, I think it's consciously, but it may be that intuitively you already know the state of your inner flame and what it is that is driving you and pushing you forwards through your emotions. You're very connected with your emotions as well. So it may be that you are working as someone who facilitates or coaches, or that somehow supports people emotionally as well. So I don't know what this is going to throw out for how you can spark your inner flame, but we're going to see, because I think you've already got it. So for my pile threes, please, Spirit, how can they spark their inner flame, please? Knight of Wands. Continuing to seek out new things that you are passionate about and that bring you that drive forwards. Make sure that you are balanced about it. The Knight of Wands is quite a fast moving type energy, and it's making me want to say, although you should act on your intuition and act on your gut instinct, also make sure that you aren't reacting too quickly to it. Make sure that you're weighing everything up so you're not being reckless in your spontaneity. Because that could be something that backfires on you later down the line, but it's all part of the learning process. So it's just something to be mindful of as you are continuing to look for more things and actively going out there and finding those communities, situations, those people that you are bringing into what you're already doing. It's one of those where, although you're very proactive about everything, if you are using advertisement to promote something, if you are self-employed and you are growing your business, as an example, make sure that you do your research if you're using advertising, or if you are signing up to something and it's kind of a spur of the moment thing. Just make sure that you are looking into everything and that it's a good fit for you, is what I'd say to that. Because I think you're already so connected with your inner flame anyway that you don't really need to spark it, you're already doing it. But if you've been holding back, however, if you've kind of getting comfortable in this zone and you've been holding back on pushing forwards into that next step, then this is your sign that it is time to act on those things that you have been percolating on, thinking about, planning. It's time to take the action on it and to seek out those connections and networking and doing all of those things that are going to really put you in the spotlight, because it's going to help fuel that inner flame that you're already working with. So what can you do long term? I've got a feeling this is going to be a really quick one, quick reading, because it's so straightforward. Sorry about the snoring. That's my adoptive doggo, Toby. What can you do long term? What can my pile threes do long term, please, to fuel their inner flame? Oh, 8 of Swords. Don't keep yourself small for the sake of how you're seeing things. Don't restrict yourself. Don't restrict what the universe can bring to you because you don't think that it's possible. Make sure that you are cleaning up your mindset and not self-imposing any limits on yourself, because at the end of the day, if you are doing something that is growing that rapidly, you can hire people. Because it feels very this feels a very self-motivated, self-employed kind of energy, which is why I'm using that as an example. But yeah, just make sure that you aren't limiting yourself, because it's going to be self-imposed. It's something that you are generating in your head in the way that you're thinking, any limiting beliefs, and make sure that you really work with them, because otherwise you're going to tie yourself up in knots. Anything that is stopping you from moving forwards, know that if it's a worry or you aren't sure about something, know that you are supported, and it's up to you for when you're ready to take that leap. But it is only something that it's that self-imposed thing that you're bringing on yourself because of how you're thinking about something. So make sure that you are keeping an eye on your train of thought, how you're speaking to yourself as well, just in case, because every time we level up and go through like a life upgrade, if you like, where we're moving forwards and things are growing and expanding, we can hit pockets of energy where we hit another limiting belief, and then we have to bust through them again. And it feels like a need to keep busting through those. It's going to help you in the long run how to keep that flame going and keep it stoked, is to keep working through what comes up for you as you go through it, because you're not going to know them until you get there, and then you have to deal with it, work through it, integrate it, and release anything that you need to at the same time, as and when you're ready. Obviously, don't overexert yourself, don't push yourself too far. Know how to have that balance and the discernment as to what you intuitively know isn't for you, and what is a fear, anxiety, or limiting belief coming up, so that you know what course of action to take. If you need periods of rest, allow yourself that. There isn't anything wrong with it. It's not going to stop you from getting to where you are destined to be. It's just part of the process of you taking stock, slowing down, and reassessing and checking in on your mental health as well, to make sure that you aren't nearing burnout or anything like that. So it's just something to be mindful of having that balance between the two. But let's take a look at how you can enter a higher state of awareness. How can my pile 3s enter a higher state of awareness? I was talking about this in pile 2, this particular card as well from this deck. 2 of Swords. Allow yourself to do the planning that you need to, and to take a calculated risk at times. By reflecting and planning, it's going to enable you to see things from a bigger picture, that you don't always have to have things right 100% of the time. And part of the journey is having the experience. It's not all about the destination. It's about the learning, growing, the choices, practicing discernment about the choices. And there comes a point where, regardless of how much planning you've done, and you can cross all the T's, dot all the I's, make sure everything is in place, but you still need to take that leap. And it's being able to transition from one to the other. But during that time of that planning, that feels like that's where your awareness is going to kick in. You will know when it is time to act and when it is time to keep plans on a back burner and come back to later. And having that awareness of the whole situation, how it's going to impact your life when you step forwards with the new plans and implement things, and what you have energetically available to you in that moment in time to be able to invest in it? Do you have the full energy to invest in that situation right now, or is it something that you need to hold back on? And trusting yourself as you go through that process. So let's take a look at how you can feel truly empowered. How can my pile threes feel truly empowered, please? Four of Swords. The key for you for feeling truly empowered is going to be about knowing when to rest, when to lay everything down, when to stop, when to have a holiday, have a rest day, take a couple of hours for yourself and me time, get some sleep, and really bring everything into balance. You've got such fast moving energy down this end that you could be, in some respects, spreading yourself quite thin, and that could be why you are going to be questioning yourself at moments in time and need to practice the discernment going forwards, because you need that balance and that rest, and allowing yourself to do any of the healing work, as we spoke about here, any of that healing work that you need to do, allowing yourself that time to just be, because you don't need to be on the go all the time, and you won't be at your most productive if you are spreading yourself too thinly and getting caught up in things and finding that you don't actually have any time for yourself. It's going to be detrimental in the long run to your well-being. So by taking that time, it's going to help you to feel empowered, to have control over your life, rather than feeling like you are on a runaway freight train that is not stopping for anyone. Take that control back of being able to say, no, I need a rest day. I need to take half a day. I need a weekend. Whatever it is for you, as part of your planning and discernment in the choices that are going to bring you your higher awareness, use that to be aware of when you need to take these rest moments so that you can feel truly empowered with your life choices and not feel trapped by them. And so for the last two readings, Tosti piles, I've been using the back of the deck because I accidentally looked at the back of the deck in the first pile. So we're using that, although I hadn't planned it, we are using that as the outcome. So for you, we have the Page of Cups, and it is very much about that emotional new beginning and feeling excited and dreamy about things and creating things that come from your heart and that are very emotional driven. Not to say that they're not practical or logical, but they're going to be very close to your heart. And it's by going through all of this, it's going to allow you to expand. It feels like expanding your heart center. You are starting over with something or a new stage that makes you, although you've come so far and you feel like a big fish in a small pond, as you step into this next stage by following your inner flame, it's going to then make you feel like a small fish in an even larger pond. So know that that's coming and be okay with it, because it's going to allow you to grow and expand yet again. And then the pond that you were in before, you wouldn't even fit in there, because you're going to just keep growing as you go up and upgrade and level up in your life. But it's amazing. I love that for you. Thank you, my pile threes. I've really enjoyed doing these. We're going to look at the oracle for you now, and let's see a message from your power animal. So this will give you a power animal to work with as you are addressing these points in your life and this part of your path that you can call on in your practices, in your spiritual practices, just when you need help. or a little bit of guidance or support, don't be afraid to ask them. So, my pile 3's power animal, please. What messages do they have? And we have humpback whale. Funny enough, it's the same one as my pile 1's. Yeah. So, music is essential to your healing and well-being. Excuse me. Whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. So I'm going to read from the guidebook for this one, because there's so much more in there, and it covers 63. It covers associations and things as well. Sorry, 1 second. Right, here we go. Humpback whale. In order to diagnose their patients, one of the questions that shamans often asked was when the patient stopped singing. If it had been quite some time, the shaman was certain to recommend singing, among other remedies, as an essential aspect of recovery. All that's involved when you sing, the fullness and rhythms of your breathing, the opening of your mouth and jaw, and the soulful and creative expression of your spirit, serves to enhance your health and raise your vibrations. Similarly, playing an instrument can touch those inner creative depths that yearn to be expressed through song. Simply listening with your full attention to your favourite tune or melody can also inspire and heal. Make music as essential to your lifestyle as eating and breathing. You can breathe the inhibitions about expressing yourself musically that you've acquired over the years in some very simple and easy breach the inhibitions, not breathe them, breach them. Acquired over the years in some very simple and easy ways. I don't know what's going on my throat now. I probably need to sing as well, but I'm not going to subject you to that. So we have sing, chant, or play an instrument. Take a few voice lessons as a means to shore up your confidence. Let the magical child inside help you rediscover the joy of creating music. Dive in and play. So the associations are singing, breathwork, sound healing, sensitivity, alchemy, ancestral wisdom, creativity, inner depths, insight, healing, release, and guardianship. So I hope that has been helpful and that resonates for you. Don't forget that you can call in the humpback whale whenever you need a little bit of additional support, because they're there to help you with this, because they are your power animal for this part of your journey. And yeah, thank you again for letting me read for you. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. I am sending you so much love. Thank you so much for being here with me. Feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so, because I'd really love for you to be a part of my notification squad if you aren't already. And I really hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye.